All right, I'm here. Thank you, Creator, for this opportunity to have this time where I can try to share the light of your word and the opportunity to ask you to use me to say something to bless all my brethren who will listen to this video. I'm here. I'm asking you to help me to say something, to educate, to edify, to enlighten. I'm asking you, according to your word, Creator, also from what we learned yesterday, how we can transmit good thoughts of healing and for healing and for well-being, just using our mind, showing us the power of our mind yesterday, and realizing that we are really only just a little bit of who we are ultimately. The things we learned yesterday, Creator, I thank you that you're impressing upon these people, or my brethren, that we have an opportunity right now to set ourselves for what we know is our eventuality, which is our being born in the spirit. So, Creator, I just ask that you use my little channel, my video, and that you bless brethren, because that's really the only thing that matters is that brethren, they can come here. We can spend a little time just trying to focus on things above. I pray, Creator, for the brethren that come and listen to this video. I just pray for faith that you will strengthen us for whatever you have planned for this world, for our reality. We know that we ain't just sitting here learning for nothing, that there's a reason, Creator. And I just pray personally for a consciousness raising event, more consciousness raising events. I thank you for the answer to the last prayer for consciousness raising event, and you showing us how you can overturn all the markets in the world in a moment of time. And even with the revelation of the free energy, and that you are now showing and confirming this time that we're in, where Pluto is going into Aquarius in a time of increased technological advancements. And these things can be for the betterment, for the improving of the lives of man while we are here on earth. And so, Creator, I just pray for this little video, this channel, that my brethren, that they would be blessed, that you use me to say something to enlighten, to just get us to perfect ourselves, and to just redeem the time to the best of our ability. Creator, please, I ask in your name, so let it be. All right, brethren, good to see you. Thank you for joining me. My name is Shaikwa Ben Yisrael, Elisha, brother. Good to see you. Thank you for joining me. If you're new to this channel, it's a channel for faithists. It's a channel for brethren who are really prepared to be raised up one way or another, either in the earth or when they cross over in the spirit, to be about the Creator's business. This is the current reality is really all about. I mean, it boils down to, it's really simple. Our whole situation is that we're here, and you can't get away from it. We got to walk our walk. Everybody's got to walk their walk, and the goal is to gravitate to the Creator. He calls us all brethren. You can't get around it, man. One way or another, everybody must deal with the Creator. Everybody has to deal with the Creator. So this is a room here where I just try to minister to brethren who realize that it doesn't do any good to avoid the inevitable. It don't do no good, but it don't make no sense. And if you can go to work in the world 8 hours a day, 40, 50 years, you could certainly spend time trying to serve your spiritual self. It only makes a ton of sense that we we sow to the spirit, seeing how the spirit is eternal. And according to the Oahspe, the creator says that we come into the flesh one time. Now, I had an interesting question I thought I'd ask brethren, and I'll ask a little later on. Let me go to my room and share some verses. And there's one particular verse that I want to share with brethren in effort to get us to think and hopefully even spark discussion about something that I came across in the Bible. Got my attention, so I thought I'd go ahead and share it with brethren as well. So let me introduce you to some ministries that me and my brethren have. Here's one right here in my room on Facebook. If you click on the link in the description area, it should bring you into my room, or if it doesn't, copy and paste it. And you can send the link, to either one of these rooms. I'm going to show you here on Facebook where other brethren gather around and like to share from the Oahspe Bible for you brethren who don't know what it's all about. You can come, you can send a friend invite or, request to join or whatever, however you do it. And then you can just, come have fellowship and see the things that we like to post from the Oahspe and other sources, spiritual sources. My mom's food ministry, where I can be contacted, and there's a cry for charity. If I ever find out there's a cry for charity and I can pitch in, I will not run at all. Certainly will not run at all. Creator, he wants us to eventually grow into a mindset where we desire to serve our brethren. That's really all that it's about. To grow, to get used to that mindset. If we can do that, that's the keys to the kingdom right there. That is the key to the kingdom right there. If you get it into your mind, if you set your mind, you set your soul to make yourself oblivious to yourself so that you seek to give of yourself. If you seek, if you have that type of spirit in you where you want other people to get to be advantaged off of you rather than the other way around, or what's another word? If you can leave brethren in a better condition, if you can do more for them than they can for you, you know what I mean? That's the kingdom, it sounds like. Everywhere you read in the Oahspe, you read that type of encouragement from the angels to mortals, to us, to learn that lesson. It's not popular, but that's the king. The creator says that that's the kingdom. So this is a channel here where if that kind of thing is boring to you, it's not your cup of tea, then this probably ain't going to be the channel that is going to, you probably won't get anything out of a channel like this, because the sources that we read from, the spirituality that we read from, everywhere we turn, man, the creator, he talks about your brethren, your brethren, your brethren, your brethren, your brethren, being minded to serve them. It's like in serving them, you serve yourself. Over and over and over again, man. And it's like the creator, he wants you to change it's like that's what it's going to take for us to change our mind. To change our mind, we've gotten to the point we are by being in the world and listen to the inspiration and the vibration of the world. So now we got this mindset where we maybe turn to ourselves. We got a strong survival instinct when we look out for number one. Now, Creator, He's turning brethren around, turning you around, getting us used to. Right now, if you ask me, I think that Creator, the Creator, is getting us used. I mean, it's like He's reversing that inertia. We were going one way, and now we're slowly turning. It's like a planet that spins one way, and then remember that movie Superman where Lois Lane died? Superman, remember his girlfriend Lois Lane, she died, and he wanted to bring her back, so he flew outside of the atmosphere, and it showed the rotation of the Earth. And so he started flying around the Earth real fast, and he got faster and faster and faster and faster. And then the rotation of the Earth, it slowly stopped spinning because Superman was flying in the opposite direction of the rotation of the Earth. And then the Earth, it slowly stopped spinning. And then it started spinning, slowly picking up movement in the other direction. It's like the same with us. What it's all about. The things that we have been, the things that we've been affected by in our current reality, it's like now the Creator has picked the time to get us to reverse that motion equal to like reversing the spin of a planet. And it take time, and it take patience, and it take endurance. And it's like the preparation for the real spirituality, the Creator calls it, when we graduate to the spiritual realm. So my brother Oamien, he's got a room as well. So let me show you those rooms on Facebook. If somebody, you come in, you listen to this video, you can go to this room right here on Facebook and send a friend request, and you come in and just take advantage of the things that we share from the Oahspe Bible in this room and the discussion that goes on. Here's his other room. You can send a friend request to that room too, and just same thing, sit and take in the things that are shared and conversation that goes on there. All right. Now, I came across an interesting little site here that I want to share with y'all. Interesting little website. And you know what? Before I show this, let me see. I hope I can bring it up. I hope it'll come up. Will it come up even? Did I lose it? Oh, man, I might have lost it. Let's see. Let me see if I can get that back. This website here. Came across a website with some interesting information. And I'm not surprised at all if it took. Oh, nope, there it is right there. Good. Now, you know what? You probably know about this. This is a website, My Oahspe. My Oahspe. It's all about learning, man. It's all about trying to take advantage of someone's gift to share and teach you. That's the only way. I mean, it's the only way that we're in a struggle to walk, man. And that means to learn and to be reminded, and to, we in the world, we're here to learn a lesson, and you just can't get tired, man. And I think you can get a kick out of what the Creator has called us to, because the knowledge He gives you, it's got an anointing. It just reaches you. It's got an anointing to bless you. This site is called My Oahspe. My Oahspe. Before I show you this, so let me do something else. I want to try to keep up with the moon phases, and I pray the Creator help me, man. I want to keep up with the moon phases, man. I was minded to a while back, and I just dropped the ball. And I purpose to do so many things, man. And I keep sometimes, just forget. And we ought to acknowledge the moon phases, man. Now, let me see. I'm looking for it. I went and did a search on DeepSeek to find out if there was any understanding on how to do it, how others do it. And I imagine you can just use your own light and acknowledging the changes of the moon. I imagine you can just use your own light. I wanted to find out what the purpose of it is, and evidently it's when the angels change guard, you know, and how do they rejoice? How do they celebrate it? I was looking for that. So I'm scrolling here. I wanted to look at, I wanted to show what the purpose of the changes of the moon, what the purpose is for. And I thought I asked it a question. Okay, yeah, I think this is it right here. Now, when are the changes of the moon and what happens on the change of the moon according to the Oahspe? And this is the answer I got. And it says here in the book of Cosmogony and Prophecy, which in chapter 8 mentions Dan, which is a time of light, and Gia, a time of fevers, and Agi, a time of wars, but not the moon changes. It says, however, and then it gives you a web page. It states that the hens had 4 holy days each month for rest, and the guardian angels changed their watch during these times. And this seems key. So I know I also read in the Oahspe where the Creator, he wants us to acknowledge the changes of the moon. It says here another point is from web page 8. Now, web page 8 is a source they get from off the internet. And it says, and it describes the hens as being guarded and having mass on 4 days each moon. The guardian angels changing their watch would be during these times. Also, and it mentions a source, web page 4, mentions that during these changes, angels would inspire the hens and later used idols to communicate with drugs, possibly during moon phases. Remember, at a time when the Creator, he allowed men to use idols of wood and stone to bring them to spirituality. So it was acknowledged, is my basic point. It says here, so putting it together, the Oahspe Bible refers to 4 holy days called Mass each lunar month when guardian angels change their watch. It said these changes are times of rest, worship, and spiritual activities. The hens were taught to observe these days, and later, idols were used during worship to allow angels to communicate, especially with the drugs. The moon changes are tied to spiritual cycles and administrative shifts in the heavens affecting earthly events. So it says, according to the Oahspe Bible, the changes of the moon are tied to spiritual and administrative cycles in both physical and heavenly realms. Here is a synthesis of the key points. 4 holy days of rest, Mass. The Oahspe describes 4 holy days of rest during each lunar cycle, known as Mass, lunar cycle, 30 days of the month. These days coincide with the phases of the moon and mark the times when guardian angels assigned to Earth change their watch. So that's one of the important things for recognizing the changes of the moon, is to welcome the incoming angels and to say, bid farewell to the angels who are being relieved of duty. It says, during these periods, the hen, meaning a spiritually advanced race, engaged in worship, singing, and dancing in honor to the Creator. So that's how they observed it, worship, singing, and dancing. The hens, the advanced brethren, they engaged in worship, singing, and dancing to honor the Creator during the changes of the moon, the 4 holy days of rest. These practices were designed to align mortal activities with celestial rhythms. Guardian angel shift changes. So these are things, these are events, these are why the moon phases, why they should be acknowledged. Another reason is guardian angel shift changes. The mass days were specifically designated for the rotation of guardian angels. Hello? Yeah.
Hello, this is Kim from Care in Touch, Home Health Agency. How are you doing?
Okay. Actually, I'm doing my podcast on YouTube. So if you want, you can actually come on and sit in on the Bible study with us, because I'm actually talking to you right here on my channel as I'm doing my podcast right now. So I'm inviting you to come in and have Bible study with us.
Oh, I see. But actually, I am currently at work right now, so I think I am not able or I'm not free or available to do it.
Okay, well, when you get finished from work, then you can just go to my channel and you can listen to the beginning part of it, and you're going to hear our conversation.
I see. Just in case, what is the channel so I can like check
No,
it
I'm just kind of poking fun at you. I mean, I am doing my live. I am doing my live right now. I am doing my live right now, and so I'm not kidding about that. But I don't expect you to come on and look at this. But what is it that you want? What did you want?
Actually, I received an endorsement from Nurse Raphael that your blood pressure is quite high. So I just wanted to check on you on how are you doing right now. Are you able to check in again?
Check in with who?
The blood pressure. Your blood pressure.
No, I don't have anything. Decrease. I it's usually not like that, but hey, I'm here. The Creator is taking care of me, so I don't have anything other than that. It's not usually that high, so I took what I had to take, and so I'll just leave it at that.
Okay, but just in case, I'm just double checking on you on how are you doing. But aside from that, quite high blood pressure, do you feel anything unusual? Like
no,
you haven't done so?
No.
Okay, I think.
No, if I have any problems, there ain't gonna be nothing that you can do. You know what I mean? So let me just get back to my podcast. If I have any issues or anything, there ain't gonna be nothing you can do about it. So there's really no need for you to contact me. I don't want to sound rude, but there's no need for you to be contacting me concerning this thing. If there's something I need some issue or event, then I'll just take care of it myself. I'll have to. There won't be nothing you can do.
Okay.
So, but I thank you for checking in. I really appreciate that.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
Thank you as well for answering the call. Okay.
Okay.
Have a nice weekend then, okay?
Okay, you too. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Okay, brethren. That was a phone call. Sorry about that. I don't hide anything. Even when the phone rings during my podcast, which it always does, never during the day. So I'm sorry about that. I wanted to take it so I could, you never know what's on the other end. All right, moon changes. So here we Creator is showing us why it's important to acknowledge him. Now, I'm kind of remind myself that and make it part of the broadcast where I can remember to inform us, to remind us, hey, tonight's the moon change, and we want to, in our own way, find out a way to acknowledge it. And it also is, I think it's a time of communication as well. I don't know. Another reason for the acknowledging of the moon changes that I got off of the AIs is spiritual communion through idols. I don't think that applies to us. I think that's historical, or when the Creator, he allowed it. just telling us how they acknowledged previous races, acknowledged the moon changes when the creator at a time when he allowed idols of wood and stone to be used. Says during moon changes, angels would inhabit stone or wooden idols in Ahin temples to communicate with mortals, particularly the drugs. This method provided tangible evidence of the spiritual world to those who struggle with abstract faith. Same way today, we have people who need to see, they need to touch, they need to, they need to like feel, they need to, you know what I mean? It's not everybody who can just believe and they don't see, and they need to have something tangible. And hey, bro, Chuck. Yeah, bro. So if you ever call me and I'm doing my podcast, be careful because you will be on the live. You will be on the live, bro. So I don't want to take time, and try to, mute the mic and then talk and then come back. And then, I'd just rather just take the call, and I ain't got nothing to hide anyway. So no big deal. Good to see you, though. Good to see you, bro. All right. So you, brethren, you can just stop the video if you want. It's time for the soul confirmations. You can and read about why the changes, the acknowledging of the changes, why it's important. And I hope that I can remember, and like whenever the moon change, whenever the quarters of the moon, and if I'm doing a live, remind us so that we can, in our own way, we can acknowledge the moon changes. I want to take. Let me see. My brother says I hope you calling, but it won't be a while. It won't be while you're doing your live. Oh, you got something. Oh, okay. You mean that when you call, it won't be during the live. Well, bro, you're my brother, so anytime is okay with you, So, yeah. All right. Thanks for checking in, bro. Nazarene, Essene, brother. Good to see you, man. All right. So the moon changes. Now, you can stop the video and read this. I found this website. I was doing a little study on the moon changes. I found this website. And the next moon change is February 20th, I think. The third quarter is February 20th. The last one was the full moon on the 12th. See, it was, brethren, we should take full advantage. Don't you think? Let's take full advantage. My mind is take full advantage of what the Creator is doing. Take full advantage of this reality. Redeem it the absolute best that you can. The Creator has something waiting for us who are able to run and really, really put all you have into it. At least that's what I believe. I believe that the Creator, He calls us to redeem the time, to run as best we can according to our highest light, to learn the mindset of the kingdom of God, which is to don't be wrapped up in yourself. Don't be wrapped up in yourself, man. Be wrapped up in the welfare of the community and those closest to you and those not closest to you. That's, to sum up, that's the kingdom. That's what the Creator is trying to teach us. It's a shame we got to go through all this. So the next full moon, the full moon was the 12th. The third quarter, that's a change of, one of the days of the moon is February 20th. February 20th. And then there's a new moon on the 28th, it says here. So I'm going to try to remind us so that we can acknowledge the changes of the watch in our own way. The Creator, if He's saying that we should do it, then we should, shouldn't we? Oh man, look at that. I'm way past it's time for the soul confirmations. Time for the soul confirmations. Now, for those who are new, you don't know what's going on here. Read the screen here, the left-hand side, and read it slowly. Just stop the video and read it. Read it slowly, meditatively. And then you'll be up to speed to where we are, what we're trying to do with these soul confirmations that I'm getting ready to do. Now, we did daily meditations the other day where we had a few other soul confirmations. We did this one. So this is the one we're going to do today. I am a soul of intelligence, alive with the healing life of the ever-present. So we're going to do that today 3 times together on 3. Okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3. I am a soul of intelligence, alive with the healing life of the ever-present. Again. 1, 2, 3. I am a soul of intelligence, alive with the healing life of the ever-present. Again, 1, 2, 3. I am a soul of intelligence, alive with the healing life of the ever-present. And that is the soul confirmation for February 14th, 2025. That's our soul confirmation. It's more of a factual statement. I'm a soul of intelligence, alive with the healing life of the ever-present. And so remember, all these things, I mean, this is all these things we're doing, it don't have no value in the world. It don't have these things we're doing, that just, I think, I just really shake my head at that. It has no, I mean, that's the pull of the world, that the welfare of your spiritual self and the value that the try to find a word for the world value system it doesn't really figure in. The world's values and spiritual values don't really mesh together. They don't really go together. Right, Darryl? Brother? Good to see you, man. Yeah, spirit grade. I mean, it's a terrible, I hate to keep saying that, man. I hate to keep saying that we always got to watch, we have to learn things when it's too late. And so few people value their spiritual grade. I don't know. I ain't gonna go down that path, man. Hey, Darryl, I'm getting ready to pose a question here that it might spark a bit of discussion. Let me go to it right now. Matter of fact, I came across something. I thought I'd go ahead and introduce it in order to see if I can get some discussion going. I thought it was interesting. It came to my mind. I thought I'd go ahead and share it and see what people would say, if anybody would say anything about it. Now, here's my room here. Here's some things that I like to share with brethren. And this is not the verse that I'm talking about. It says, nevertheless, there's a limit to all things except Jehovah. And with the wise, there is power, and to accomplish much that seems impossible at first. And I took what Darryl gave us the other day, and I just reposted that. It was so powerful what the brother showed us. Check this out. Here's an interesting one, brethren know. Osiris said, if a man weds a woman with an evil temper, his glory lies in not going away from her. but in teaching her to overcome her temper. Or if her husband is evil, her glory lies in not going away from him, but in reforming him. It is wise to accomplish whatever work Jehovah has put in your way, rather than to desert it for the sake of personal comfort. How do you like that? How do you like that, man? The Creator's will for man. You know, Darryl says, yep. Stay on the scene like a sex machine. That's right. Stay on the scene, man. Don't run. The Creator said, no, don't run, man. Stay on the scene. Now, here's a verse that I thought I'd introduce to see if I wanted to see if this can this would be controversial. Now, Revelation 12:4, it says in Revelation 12:4. Now, I speculated and said, could it be that Faithists are fallen angels? Could it be that it's referring to Faithists here? Revelation 12:4, and his tail drew a third part of the stars of heaven. His tail drew a third part of the stars of heaven and did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered and for to devour her child as soon as it was born. And let me see, Darryl says something else. He says, but there is a limit, make no mistake. I imagine, I commend married people. I do, parents. What it take to be with somebody, to stay with somebody, boy. I commend you. It is rough, man. Relationships that I've seen people in. Yeah, there is a limit, man. And good men, good women, a lot of them reach that limit. And they make a break, Now here, a brother, he answered the question. He said, I don't think so. And referring to Revelation and referring to me asking, is it possible that Faithists are fallen angels? And then using Revelation 12:4. And then the brother, he answered the question. He says, I don't think so. Faithists live in life. Now, to let the cat out of the bag, I agreed with the brother here. But sometimes, you want to play devil's advocate because other people learn that way. You know what I mean? Other people, when you play devil's advocate and you get both sides out there, then somebody listening, they can say, okay, that sounds right to me, or this sounds right to me according to their own vibration. You see, Darryl says, fallen angels, he says, from the point of view, let me see, he says, from the point of view of a false God trying to stigmatize those that wouldn't defect from true God, then yes. But we are not fallen in the truth. Now, I could say this. This is what I could say, Now, I agree with what the brothers got here, that I don't think Faithists are fallen angels, But it will cause you to think. Now, I remember when I was reading the Nag Hammadi, and it spoke about the fall of Sophia. Remember? She gave birth to Yaldabaoth, the bastard child, Yaldabaoth. She gave birth to Yaldabaoth, tried to hide him. Couldn't do it. He ended up sweeping aside a large amount of angels, and they fell with him. And it makes sense. It's like when you read here, Revelation 12:4 talks about the fall of these stars of heaven. And you could speculate, you could even I just thought it was interesting that Nag Hammadi, that's a statement that's the account it gives of an event which took place in heaven and a fall that took place. I don't know how it seems like the Nag Hammadi, it doesn't harmonize with the Oahspe. For those of you who know what the Nag Hammadi says, it seems to be a parallel account. It's interesting. I think that it attributes its source to, if I'm not mistaken, matter of fact, I could ask AI. Let's ask AI who was the. Let me ask AI. This is gonna be interesting. What does the Nag Hammadi attribute its source to? It doesn't spell it right. Oh, shoot. Turn the mic off. Okay, it didn't spell it right. Let me do it again. Who wrote the Nag Hammadi? Who wrote the Nag Hammadi? Who wrote the Nag Hammadi? Gnostic Christian communities, the Gnostics. 4th century, anonymous Gnostic authors. Okay, so Gnostic anonymous writers in the 4th century. So my first impression is that the Nag Hammadi. Hey, Sharice, now we got Sharice. So my first impression upon first thought, the Nag Hammadi. Matter of fact, let me ask AI again. See, this is where you can go crazy with AI, man, you know. Does the Oahspe Bible harmonize with the Nag Hammadi? This is kind of learning the fast way. The problem is letting things do its thinking for you. You can't take off your thinking caps. Does the Nag Hammadi, does the Oahspe and the Nag Hammadi, do they harmonize? Now, I already know the answer is no. And, you know, see, I'm telling you, man, you could really get on the fast track to, I mean, you got to, oh, shoot, the server is busy. See, that's the only problem with this software. It's so popular that everybody's using it, man. You can only use it for a brief second. Now, I'll just go out on a limb and say that the Nag Hammadi is it's got a parallel view, that it does not harmonize with the Oahspe. You know, there's a different syntax, meaning language structure, that the Nag Hammadi uses. But there is some wisdom from what I can see in the Nag Hammadi. Darryl, he says something. He says, it may be fast, but it's not best. It's best to read and judge for yourself. Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. Instead of allowing AI to think for you, it's an idol at the end of the day. Well, I think information it's either valid or it's not. I think if you bring a little knowledge to what it is you're trying to find, I think that technology, it can be a blessing. I think that it can be a blessing. It could be either way. It depends on how you use it. Already, just by using it, I've learned a lot, man, to where you can just it can help you have a foundation. Like it'll say something and then you can confirm it. That's what I love. You can ask this thing a question. What I like to do is I like to confirm, you know what I mean, and then make my own decision. I mean, I agree. It's the danger with it is that you can just fall into letting something, you know, just let something think for you. But I like the way it'll help you. It'll give you something to base your opinions or understanding on. And then you take it from there and build on it, throwing away what's not good or keeping what is good. I think that technology, it can, I think that it remains to be seen whether or not it's going to be wholly beneficial, what man is going to do with it. I think for faith, this is a win-win because we want to see. I mean, you think about it. We don't have the resources to look at all the sources on the internet. You know, AI is equivalent to like opening a book, doing research, coming up with relevant sections to share with you in whatever paper or report you're doing. You know what I mean? That's what it is. That's the miracle of it. You ask it a question. This thing searches all the sources on the internet. It pulls out relevant information. The only problem is that the algorithms in which it determines the information it's going to give to you, it can be suspect. Like, even with the Oahspe, you'll see where sometimes it'll refer to reincarnation or it'll refer to the creator as the elder brother. Those are a couple of the mistakes that I've seen so far, you know. But yeah, you got to watch it. You need some understanding. But ultimately, I think it's an incredible help. As long as you can research it and you can confirm the things that it's trying to tell you. So shoot, I can't use it, man. The server is down. Dog, man. The server is down. Okay, so just leave it alone for now, then. So again, there was a question that I was posing based on Revelation 12:4. And then I went to the account, what it says happened in the beginning in the rebellion in heaven. The Oahspe, it doesn't really deal with any rebellion. That's why they don't harmonize. But it seems like it was such a touted work, like the Nag Hammadi and other works of antiquity. And the creator comes out with the Oahspe, and it just comes from a totally different. It doesn't even mention, like, whereas the Nag Hammadi mentions a fallen heaven, and it mentions, you know, different. It talks about different activities of the gods and the angels, and the Oahspe. It don't even touch on a lot of that. So. Anyway, I just thought it was interesting to post this question here. Is it possible that faithists are fallen angels? And that we were like we were in heaven, and then we were deceived, we were taking part in the rebellion, and then we were cast to the earth. Oh, Oamien, I didn't see him. All right, brother. Good to see you. Thanks for joining me. That means to take a drink. I can't join you, brother, because I got orange juice. So let me see. Omi said it depends what are the classification of fallen angels. See, I think that when you read this, it's kind of like saying faith is where we were somewhere then we fell, and then we were put in the body, and then we were put in the earth. You know what I mean? That's what this sounds like here, Revelation 12:4. It's like we were in the spiritual, we were in heaven, and we fell and we cast into the earth, where we are persecuted by the dragon. And it says the dragon stood before the woman, and the woman in the Bible is a picture of something that's out of place. It says the woman was ready to be delivered to devour her child. The devil was ready to devour her child or progeny as soon as it was born. So it's like we're here, phases are here. According to this account, if you took that approach, Revelation 12:4 talked about fate. This did. We were in heaven, we fell, we were persecuted of the devil here on earth, and that's been the reality for us ever since then. You know, we were in the spiritual, we fell, we came to earth, the devil's chasing us all around, trying to devour us as soon as we are whatever, beginning to walk our spiritual walk or whatever, however you want to say it, you know. But the creator, the Oahspe, has a totally different creation account. I'm just amazed at how such great works, man. I mean, you know, it would need more discussion, but how we have been given such quote unquote great works that are deceiving. I look at the Nag Hammadi based off of what I know off of it is a great deception, because it don't lead you to the creator. It leads you more to Jesus Christ. The Nag Hammadi, highly touted spiritual work in the kingdom of man. Nag Hammadi. You know, right up there with the Bible, right up there with Quran, right up there with the Bhagavad Gita. And it's just an amazing thing to me. These are highly touted, academically approved, you know, type of works. Well, anyway, I just thought I'd bring that up for discussion's sake to see if a brother or anybody wanted to comment on it. Here's some other things. In like manner, they who assume kingdoms, and this went along with what Darryl was showing us yesterday. I basically just reposted what he showed us yesterday. Let me see. Oamien says, some of the hosts of Sedantes were fallen angels because they were not allowed back to the highest state until they lift up their ears. I explained that a little bit in my video. Okay, so let me chew on that for a second, because now, let me see. Sedantes, first god of the earth. Could there have been fallen angels before the first god of the earth? Is my question. Upon reading what you got here on me, is it possible that there were fallen angels before the first god of the earth? He said they were not allowed back to the highest. Did they not have to come to the earth and then fall and then be judged to not be allowed back to the highest state? See, you know what's interesting too? When you read the Nag Hammadi, it talks about the fall of Sophia and how she could not ascend back to the realm where she was before. I don't want to confuse anybody, you know. Nag Hammadi, it could be a corruption. I don't know. I shouldn't delve into it for the sake of not wanting to confuse anybody. It is a parallel account of spiritual things, but the problem is that it points to Jesus Christ, the Nag Hammadi. So I'm asking you, Oamien, is it possible that there was a fall before Sedantes? You see? Was there a fall before Sedantes? You say some of the hosts of Sedantes were fallen angels because they were not allowed back to the highest state until they lift up their ears. Yeah, I agree with that. And Darryl, he says it doesn't have to be possible. There has to be fallen angels before the earth, because this earth is not the only one, nor is it the first one. Yeah, Yeah, that's another approach. I'm assuming that he's talking about the earth that Sedantes was given authority over. He doesn't mention that in this statement here. He says some of the hosts of Sedantes. So it's kind of like Sedantes, he brought a host with him. They came on the earth, some of them fell. You know what I mean? And then Omi says, yes, according to the plate mentioned, to the plate in mention to let me see. You got me there, Omi. You got to phrase it differently. He says, yes, according to the plate. So Omian is saying that there's a plate which says that there were fallen angels before Sedantes. You got me there. I have no clue what you're talking about there. If you say so, I believe you. You have to come on, bro, and explain that one if you want. You have to come if you want. You can come on and explain it. I don't know what plate it is. I guess it's a plate you're talking about that it's like those tablets in the Oahspe that tell the history of different periods of time. And you're saying that according to those plates, it shows fallen angels in the time of Sedantes. Interesting. I'm thinking that Sedantes, he was given let me see, Darryl, he said something. The falling of Sedantes' angel host benefited their ascension. After their I remember that part where the creator, he said that you've now done me a service or something to that effect where you mingled with the Asu and now you've created a greater progeny. Now you're going to have to raise them up. The falling of Sedantes' angel host benefited their ascension. Because now they were going to have to minister and raise up those that they had, their progeny, their children. Time for the reading of the word. It's time for the reading of the word, man. It's time for the reading of the word. Time for the reading of the word. All right. I couldn't be able to get through all of it. I'm going to just go until time to end. Now, I did not upload the files to the great I am. I didn't upload the files to the great I am. So I'm going to read from Radiance Anthology, and this section is called Enlightenment. Let me see, Darryl's got something else. He says, in other words, they fell for creation's sake. They didn't fall for destruction's sake. Well, you have to show me that, bro. I like to see. I could speculate it, but I'd like to see more. You're talking about their intentions, and I don't really see that. Not saying you're not right. You know what I mean? I'm sure you know what you're saying, but I don't see where they did it for those type of reasons. They mingled with the Asu. For those of you who don't know, the Asu was unenlightened man. The angels mingled with them, and thus they became part of the resurrection. If I'm explaining that correctly, let me see. Omi's got something too. God's Book of Ben, chapter 8, plate 36. Let's look at that real quick. God's Book of Ben, plate 36. Now, this is going to show us the fallen angels, bro, that there were fallen angels in the time of Sedantes. let's see, Book of Ben, plate 36. God's Book of Ben. Chapter 8. Plate 36. Okay. I want to ask the AI too if it has any understanding on this plate too. See, that's what makes it fun, you know? Okay, now here's chapter 8. Let's see. Chapter 8. Now, let me see, plate 36. I don't know if this is it don't give us plate 36. It don't give us plate 36. Plate 36. Let me see, Darryl says, I'm 100% correct. They mingled with Asu because the angels lack knowledge of corporality. It says their knowledge of corporality benefited their ascension. Remember, those angels died in corporal infancy. Oh, okay. Okay, so you're saying that they were given a knowledge they didn't have before. And so there are some angels who do not have knowledge of corporality. And from what I understand, that's one of the benefits that faiths have, is that we on the earth, and we have knowledge of corporality, and not everybody has that, from what I understand. Yeah, so you're right about that. But I don't know if their intention, I don't know if they didn't know something and they did something because you're saying they knew something, then that's where I get confused. Because, well, I see what you're saying. I see, I mean, ultimately their decision, it led to a greater resurrection, but I don't know if they understood the consequences of their actions. I'm just saying that when I read, I don't see how they understood the consequences of their actions. It sounded kind of like they were tempted and they mingled with the Asu. And then the way it worked out, Kratos said, "Oh man, you've done an even greater thing for me. Now you've given me more. You've given me more children. Only thing is, you're gonna have to watch after them now for 6 generations. You're responsible for them to raise them up. Oh, okay. Darryl says Joby told them the consequences beforehand. Okay. Well, I missed that. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt that that's true. And now that you say that, it does kind of come. Let me see. I'm thinking that it kind of comes to. Let me see. I know that I've seen or remember some language where he talks about the consequences of mixing with Asu, I think. But you make a good point that they eventually ended up benefiting from the knowledge of corporality for their own resurrection. Okay. Now, let me see. Omi says page 1480. Now this is going to show us the fallen angels in time of Sedantes, right? Page 1480. It says it on the tablet here. The angels fell, fallen angels. So they must have came from somewhere else. So they must have came from somewhere else. 1480. Page 1480. So this is like a tablet showing us the fallen angels. Yeah, that's way down here. 1480. Okay. So this is a tablet showing us that there were fallen angels before Sedantes was assigned to the earth. That's what we get ready to look at here. That's interesting. See, 1480. 1480. Okay. 1480. Oh man. I'm sorry, bro. I can't deal with this chart. I don't know how to read this. I don't even know how to read that, bro. The prophet of Jehovah, Shamael, the prophet of Jehovah said, "A time shall come when the earth shall travel in the roadway of the firmament." I'm not looking at the chat. I got it on full screen right now. A time shall come when the earth shall travel in the roadway of the firmament, so a great light will be present, that the vortex of the earth shall burst, like a whirlwind burst. And lo and behold, the whole earth shall be scattered and gone as if nothing had been, as if nothing had been. Joey said, "But before that time comes, my Ethereal host shall have redeemed man from sin, nor shall the inhabitants of the earth marry. For the time of beginning shall be at an end, even as certain species of animals have failed to propagate and have become extinct, so shall it be with man. The earth will have fulfilled its labor, and its services will be no more under the sun. But the vortex of the sun shall be round, and the body of the great serpent coiled up, in the place where the earth was, some far off world shall come and fulfill the labor allotted to them." I think there's something there. In the place where the earth was, some of my far off world shall come and fulfill the labor allotted to them. And the atmospherians who have not been redeemed. Oh, okay. Oh, I remember this. And the atmospherians who have not been redeemed from darkness, in that day shall alight. Oh, nice. So that's the fallen angels right there. That's nice. Ah, brother. Huh? That's pretty nice, brother. Yeah. Now I'm looking at the chat again. I'm back on the chat. So that's pretty nice right there. I thought that was future, actually. All future prophecy. That's pretty nice, brother. I have to admit, man. That's pretty, I like that a lot. That explains that. And the atmospherians who have not been redeemed from darkness in that day shall alight on the new world and also fulfill their labor. I don't know if I'm saying that the way you would say it, Oamien, but what I get from that is that there were other worlds that they had those who had not fulfilled their purpose and had to go to, it says, not reincarnate, but they shall alight. See, what is the definition of a light? It's like to Star Trek somebody down. You know what I mean? Like Star Trek. Definition of the word alight. It is to descend from a train, bus, or other form of transport, like an Odie van, you know, to get off, to step off, to get down, to dismount. Yeah, I like that. Disembark, descend, exit. That's pretty good, brother. Yeah, that was good knowledge right there. Let me see. Daryl said, that's what I was explaining. Bro, we are the alighting. Okay, so now it sounds, Daryl, like you're saying that we are the ones who had not finished our purpose from other worlds. Do I have that right? Here, why don't y'all both come on and let's have a discussion about it? Why don't y'all just both come on instead of having me trying to translate what y'all are saying? Why don't y'all both come on the channel and let's have a discussion, because it sounds pretty interesting. Why don't y'all both come on and let's talk about what y'all talking about? Here's the link. So let me see. Now, Darryl is saying that, bro, we are so you're saying that we were before and that we have a lit into our flesh to finish our purpose. Pretty interesting. We're having a pretty interesting discussion here. So you're saying that what we read. Oh, did I lose the screen? Oh, no. So we oh, are you on? Oh, good. All right. Hey, bro. Hey. Can you hear me?
What's up, brother? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. My apologies, man. Hey, blessings to you. How you doing, brother?
Yeah, doing good, man. Doing good.
Yeah. I can't be too long. I'm here in the kitchen cooking right
Okay.
now, so I can't be too long. But I don't think it's translating well what Oamien and I are trying to talk to you about. So can you go back to the Oahspe and please show that plate that he told you to read on?
Yeah. Okay. Hold on a second.
Because if you read Book of Sathantes, everything is explained to you. You probably just didn't. I don't know if you didn't grasp it all the way or what's going on.
I don't think I'm there yet.
Okay, so give me just one moment. I got to grab some seasoning out the cabinet, and then I'm going to go over this little text with you. I'm going to explain it to you. Hold
on. Okay, good. All right. Thank you, Creator. Thank you. Pray your blessing be upon what we're getting ready to discuss right here. We're getting ready to discuss the fallen angels, how they were here at the time of Sathantes, where they came from. And if I'm not mistaken, that these fallen angels, well, let me see. Darryl, he says that they were.
Okay, now let's go to that. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, let's go to that last, I think it's the last couple lines where it talks about how the atmospherians. Huh?
Explain, break it down for people who are trying to follow along.
Okay, so it says, and the atmospherians who have not been redeemed from darkness in that day shall alight on a new world and also fulfill their labor. And so what I mean by that is that we are the light. We are the light in that statement right there, because remember when the angels had made it with Asu, then their offspring were spirited. Remember, Asu wasn't with spirit. Asu had no spirit. Asu was just an animal. And so when the angels made it with Asu, then their offspring was born with spirit, they was born with spirits that were capable of rising and inheriting the Ethereal worlds. And so we are the product of the coalescence between those angels that were in darkness. And what that mean when it says that the angels were in darkness is what I was saying earlier about them not having any corporeal experience, because they died in infancy on their home worlds. They had no knowledge of corporality. And so they were sent to Earth to get that experience, because it was rich with Samu. Samu is that sludge, is that sludge or that substance is used to generate life on a planet, the animal and vegetable kingdoms. And so when that world is rich with Simu, angels can use that Simu to make bodies for them to dwell in temporarily.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So we are let me see if I got this right. We are the ones who lit on this earth from the
No,
union,
no. Sorry, man.
the angels and Asu.
Sorry to cut you off. No,
Yeah.
they're the ones who did the lighting. We are the product of that. We are their lighting. The spirited ones. We're the spirited ones.
Okay.
We're the seeds. We're the
they
seeds. Go ahead.
So they came on the new earth, and then they mingled, and then we were produced.
Correct.
The angels and
We are the light of the. We are the light of the new world. We are the light of the world, meaning that we are the ones that are spirited. The ones with spirit that have we're the ones that can aggregate spiritually, unlike other animals. Asu couldn't do that, and other animals can't do that. Only humans can do that. And the only reason we can do that is because we're the offspring of those atmospherians.
Right. So you mean both Vetus and Oahsians?
Say it again.
You mean both Vetus and Oahsians?
Correct. Both Vetus and Oahsians. Yeah.
So they let me see, and the atmospherians who have not been redeemed from darkness in that day shall. So we were not redeemed from darkness in that day.
No,
we alight on the new world.
No, that's from the point of view of those atmospherian angels. We're not the ones that are being redeemed. Those angels were the ones that were being redeemed. They needed to come get corporeal experience. We're the product of those atmospherians.
Yeah, now that makes sense. That makes sense. And so they have to alight on the new world, and they have to fulfill the raising up of the progeny, which is us.
Correct. So they are light. So when it says they shall alight on a new world, meaning they shall gain corporeal knowledge, and also in spirit, man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So they mingled with Asu. We were born the spirit man, capable of resurrection.
Right. Correct.
And the angels from the creation until now have been ministering to raise up spirit man so that he can be resurrected.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes
all that.
Sense.
Yeah, all that is explained. All of that is explained toward the end of the book of Jehovah, going right into the book of Sathantes. And so if you didn't read it carefully, you won't know that. You might have to just go through it again because it's all there. It's not anything that we coming up with. It's all explained there in the book of Sathantes.
Mm-hmm. So Oahsians and Vetus, they are the progeny of the atmospherians.
Right. But we are the descendants. Right. We are the descendants of those atmospherians. That's why I put in earlier in the chat. I say, man, we the offspring of extraterrestrials.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. But Oahsians are still unenlightened.
No, man. Oahsians might be unenlightened, but they still are capable of resurrection, meaning they still have a spirit. They may not, their spiritual senses may not transcend their corporeal senses, but they still have a spirit, whether they believe or not. So, see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand that. I'm just saying that it's a mystery because we're all products of the Asu and the angels.
Correct.
And the Vetus, they resurrect. And it seems that Oahsians will go into the spirit to resurrect.
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah. Brother, that's pretty good. My goodness, man. That is really great. You know that?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Really great. That is really great learning, brother. That is really, where do you get your brain from, man?
Man, sometimes I ain't always got the best way to explain things, but I mean, my mom and my daddy gave it to me. No, I'm just messing with you. No, I study a lot and I comprehend it. I mean, Oahspe is one of those books, Yaquab, that, am I saying your name right?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's right.
Oahspe is one of those books, Yaquab, that you have to comprehend. You have to study it. It's just not something you can just glaze over. You have to be able to comprehend it, and you have to be able to ask those questions like what you asked today. Let's have a conversation about it, because we're supposed to be able to have these type of talks. No questions a stupid question, man.
Yeah. I'm not at the stage. I think I'm barely beginning to get to where I can. What's a good word for conjoin or I can't find the word to where I can piece it together in that way, that type of way. I mean, I've seen this before and I used to wonder about it. And I get on video and I would say up until now that when I read this, it meant that for those who do not fulfill their labor now, that this present earth was going to be dissolved and they were going to alight on a new world to fulfill their labor. I looked at it as future. I didn't look at it as past.
Oh, I must have overlooked that. I mean, what we were saying was on point, but I must have overlooked that. I didn't know it was talking about something in future tense. My bad. But even still, what we were talking about was on point, but I overlooked that. Yeah.
I mean, that's how I was looking at it. You know,
oh, my bad. Okay, let me read that again.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the way you explain it, though, it could be past, present, and future.
Right, that's what I was saying. The way we was talking about it, it was on point.
Yeah.
Still,
yeah.
But I totally overlooked that. So, okay, so we was in two different places in time. Yeah, I was thinking about the past tense. You was thinking about the future tense. My bad.
Yeah, that's the way I was explaining it whenever I came across this on my video.
But what's so interesting is the reason why it still made sense is because the creator is consistent.
Yeah,
because that's how every world, or I would say that's how man began. It's the same story on every world as to how man began. It's the same process. The creator created a world, creates a Asu type creature, and then angels who died in infancy, they go to that world to get corporeal experience. But then the creator, and pretty much what they doing, what these angels are doing is they doing things corporally that they can't do spiritually, that they never got experience doing corporeally. And so they probably, they use that C move to create themselves corporal bodies. They probably having sex with each other, holding each other, kissing, or playing and doing whatever that they can't do, or experiencing the things that they hadn't experienced corporeally. But then they slipped up. They had sex with the Asu. Creator said, don't have sex with the Asu, because if you do have sex with the Asu, such and such and such is gonna happen. But then because they did have offspring, which is a corporeal experience, because us corporeal people here, we have kids. And then we get the experience with raising kids. So they end up getting the experience with raising kids. Because I don't think the angels, when they take on Seymour, they can procreate that way. Because there's no evidence of that. And the Oahspe doesn't speak on that. So in order for them to procreate, they would have to mingle with a corporeal thing. So
now there are some gods who do not have corporeal experience, right?
I don't know if gods like that, because I would think that you're required to have corporeal experience to even be a god, because how else would you know how to deal with mortals? That don't make any sense. That just doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, there are some beings, let me say, who do not have corporal experience.
That are gods? You have to show me that. I don't know about that.
No, I was saying that not everybody has corporeal experience.
No, not everybody got corporal experience. No, not at all. Because that's why when the angels came to earth, they came down to the earth in the millions. Because there's always going to be, miscarriages happening. or abort. I mean, and then unfortunately abortions too. So when you add, I mean, so if you look at the past 10 years, at the number of abortions and miscarriages that happened, that's just the past 10 years. It's probably been hundreds.
Mm-hmm. And they will have to alight on a different world in order to gain corporeal knowledge.
Yeah, most likely they have to alight on the. Most likely they will have to alight on a different world to gain corporeal knowledge, because it says in Oahspe that the Seymour is not sufficient enough on the earth right now for angels to take on corporeal bodies.
Now that's very interesting, man. That is very, very interesting. So there must be Simu on other worlds that is sufficient for the angels to take on these corporal bodies.
Right. That's what they are. Yeah.
So now that goes into a whole nother study of the Simu.
Yeah. But you do know now, it's in Oahspe. You do know that angels that are experienced, they actually can appear as humans, without a sufficient amount of Seymour.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Like experienced angels they can pop up on you, and you wouldn't even know. They'll just look as human as you.
Man, that's heavy. That's really heavy stuff, man. I can only bite off a little bit, chew on a little bit, man. That's barely a little bit. With, I really am thankful for that understanding, man, of y'all's historical view coupled with my futuristic view.
Yeah, man. All is, all was, all ever shall be. The Creator is consistent, man. The Creator is consistent.
So he's given us a whole. I mean, he's given us a whole layout of his plan.
Yeah.
To bring everybody to corporal knowledge.
Yes. Yeah, it's all there.
Present and future layout. I never understood that. I only understood it futuristically, man. I really appreciate that. So we can look at everything differently when it comes to maybe relatives who crossed over as Oahsians, that they will alight on a new world where they will complete their labor.
Yeah, but they might not be Oahsians by the time they go to another world, because you got to understand, in order for you to even go out into Etheria, you have to no longer be an Oahsian. You have to be past your passions. You see what I'm saying? So you really don't go to another world as an Oahsian.
Because Oahsians have not risen above their passions.
Right. Oahsians ain't risen above their passions. So that means they ain't even risen above the level to even go off Earth.
So faiths have risen above their passions.
Yeah, faiths have risen above their passions. Yep, or practicing to rise above their passions. And got proficient at it. I mean, you can become proficient enough, because nobody's going to be perfect. Only the Creator is the all perfect. That's why I don't believe in the statement that practice make perfect. I believe practice makes you more proficient, but I don't think it makes you perfect.
Now, how would you describe passions?
Anything that you have a passion for. I mean, there's positive passions and there's negative passions, but usually when we say passions, it's connotated to like the negative passions.
Right.
Yeah, because passions, desires, things like that, they both can either be one or the other extreme. Because because if I got a passion for being a faithist, that's a good thing. If I got a passion for following the commandments, that's a wonderful thing. If I got a passion for loving my kids and raising my kids, that's a wonderful passion. But if I got a passion and delight to hurt other people, then I'm considered a low spirit. Those are evil passions.
Right. It's just your statement about overcoming their passions that is causing me to think. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like, I define it as, well, I can't say proclivities inclinations, because it's like a passion is something that you put energy I into, you know what I mean? It's like, I mean, when you say that passion, that faithists are without passion, I don't understand how that could be.
No, not without. No, not without. They're without earthly passion. They not. They ties to the earth ain't as there as people that are
And
more
now,
tied
now
to
I
the
got
earth.
you. Now, now
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
that does make sense. That makes sense, brother. That makes, now you got me. You got me now. Because I can see that, you know,
Yeah. Give me a
where,
moment, man. I'll be right back.
okay, all right. Yeah. Man, oh man, how do you like the discussion tonight, man? How do you like that, man? How do you like that? And I asked the creator again to do this very thing last night before I came on. Brethren, you got to pray, man.
Hey, bro, I got to get going, man. I'm gonna just tune in.
Oh, I knew he's going to say that. All
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
bro.
Good talk, man. All right. Peace out. Much love.
Hey, bro, thanks for coming on, man. Shoot.
No problem.
Doggone it. Oh, man, I hope y'all appreciate that brother, man. You know, he makes things, oh, my goodness. He just, him and brother Oamien, man, you know. Thank you, creator, for these brothers, man. I'm telling you the truth. Thank you for these brethren, man. You know. Oh man, I miss them. Let me see. I haven't been in the chat. Let me. Oh man, Kizzy came in. Kizzy, Yaffa, Amorous. All right, everybody came in, man, when I wasn't looking. See, Sheree says, I got into a fight about my children today, and I'm very proud of myself. I didn't talk or think mean thoughts about the person. I thought about what Cobb and Cal said, be nice, Sheree, even when they are not. Oh man. So thank you, creator, man. Thank you. I think I'm gonna close the video on that. Do the soul confirmation. Oh my goodness, man. So that's the creator's plan, past, present, and future. Oh, thank you for letting us get stuck on that. Thank you for letting us chew on that verse about the angel spirits. We looked at Revelation 12:4. I asked the question, kind of like to spark a discussion, and then it led us to this, where we got the knowledge that the creator's plan is to eventually to bring everybody through to create. It was the creator's plan, since the atmospherians described as the angels who mingled with the Asu, the unenlightened man. Since the angels mixed with the Asu, the unenlightened man, and a progeny was created, it was the creator's plan to bring all these spirit beings into corporality. And for those who do not fulfill their labor on the present reality, they come onto a new world and they fulfill their labor there. See, when the earth is dissolved, the creator said that another one takes its place. And then the brethren who do not fulfill their labor, they don't fulfill their labor on the previous earth, they alight on the new one and they fulfill what they needed to complete there. To me, it seems to kind of explain why people die young, or, maybe they completed their labor early and some take longer, they have longer, you know what I mean? I mean, that's what comes to my mind. The mystery of it all is incredible, but the creator, the order, and the wisdom is just absolutely beautiful, man. And so we should also be very fortunate, you brethren, because we, like the brother said, like Darryl was saying, dealing with putting away our worldly passions, taking on a mind of self-abnegation so we can start our resurrection. Brethren, the earth is the outermost of the Creator's body. So it's glory on top, it's glory to glory from here on out for us. It's glory, even the Bible says that, glory to glory. I forget how it phrases it. We go from glory to glory. See, it's like the Creator has allowed this time for us to be able to resurrect, to go from glory to glory, to put away the self. This is a very multifaceted, deep topic, man. Isn't that something? Thank you, Creator. And the atmospherians who have not been redeemed from darkness in that day shall alight on the new world and also fulfill their labor. Isn't that something? A time shall come when the earth shall travel in the roadway of the firmament, and so great a light will be present, where the vortex of the earth shall burst, like a whirlwind bursts, and lo and behold, the whole earth shall be scattered and gone, as if nothing had been, Joby said. But before that time comes, my ethereal host shall have redeemed man from sin. Nor shall the inhabitants of the earth, or talking about the cycles of the earth, the creation, the time of man, his growth process, and marrying, and then the dissolving, and then the propagating, and then the dissolution, and then the whole process all over again for those spirits that have not fulfilled their labor. That's the plan of the Creator. Wow, man. We had a brilliant discussion tonight. I never got to the reading of the word, so I'll save it for another time. Let's go ahead and do the soul confirmations so we can go ahead and close the video. So let's do the soul confirmations so that we can go ahead and close the video. If I can find the soul confirmation. And I think that this is it right here. Is this it? I'm the soul of intelligence. Yep, that's it. All right. So, brethren, time for the end of the video. Let me thank the Creator first and say, Creator, thank you for this video and the things that we learned. And the primary thing I would think is that your plan for bringing everyone into the knowledge of corporeality. And then in that way, people can, all men can begin to go higher and higher, can go from glory to glory. Thank you for showing us your plan. So we don't have to be vexed over brethren who don't show faith as fruit. We know you got a plan for them. Thank you for this learning, Creator. Thank you for the brethren who who taught us a lesson tonight, Creator. Thank you for the soul confirmation we're getting ready to do. I pray for consciousness raising event on the earth, events, so that we can do away with the kingdom of imbalances and injustices and war fighting and bloodshed, and that we may introduce the glorious kingdom of God on earth where men serve one another, where people give continual praise and glory for the life they have been given because of the blessing that we're under. We pray for Cosmic Day, Creator. Pray for my brethren here in the room for their unspoken prayer requests. Thank you for telling us and teaching us yesterday that we could take our thoughts of goodwill and we could transmit them to whoever comes to our mind. Thank you for telling us that we are only a fraction. We're only a fraction of who we are. We're only a fraction. We're only limited by ourselves, Creator. You tell us all these things. I'm just asking you to help us to implement to implement the great power that we have within ourselves, within our soul. Teach us, help us to learn how to tap in to that source. So, Creator, we're going to do the soul confirmations. And I'm going to close the video, and I want to thank you again in your name. So let it be. All right, brethren, let's do the soul confirmations together. Remember yesterday we learned, the brother, he showed us the scripture about how when we do things in compact, that's the secret of our power right there. Remember we read that yesterday? The brother pointed it out. Where the Creator, his plan, remember, he said he don't come to anyone individually. You know, like we were taught in the world. Salvation coming individually to people. Creator said that's not true. He says he does things in compact. That means we are together. He brings resurrection in bunches, you know, a whole crowd of people, man. So when we're doing these type of things, we're doing it in compact together, brother. That's the source of our power. Well, let's go ahead and do the soul confirmation for today and close the video. We're doing this right here. I don't think, let me see, is this really it? I don't think that's it. Oh, wait a minute. This is it right here. This is the soul confirmation. All right, brother, let's do it. Ready? On three. 3 times together on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I am a soul of intelligence, alive with the healing life of the ever-present. Again, 1, 2, 3. I am a soul of intelligence, alive with the healing life of the ever-present. Again, 1, 2, 3. I am a soul of intelligence, alive with the healing life of the ever-present. Brethren, that's it. The soul confirmation for February 14, 2025. Brethren, thank you for joining me. I'm going to miss you until Monday. However, if you see me come on, man, during the weekend, then you know I got something for your behind, man. And come running, you know, because I'm always asking the Creator to please give me something to encourage brethren with. Please give me something. So, brethren, thank you for joining me. Thank you for the comments and for the interaction, brethren. Truly blesses my soul. Brethren, until I see you again Monday, Creator willing, Creator be with you in peace, love, righteousness, holiness, perseverance, understanding. And until I see you again on video, peace be unto you. Shalom.